HarperCollins and Harper Audio present Bitcoin Widow, Love, Betrayal, and the Missing Millions by Jennifer Robertson with Stephen Kimber. Performed by Stephanie Willing. You can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending. C.S. Lewis. Prologue. His face was pale, whiter than I'd ever seen. I'd been unpacking my suitcase, trying to choose a dress to wear to dinner, when I looked over and saw Jerry lying on the bed in our hotel room, his face contorted in pain, his hands gripping at the side of the bed. "Oh my God, are you okay?" "I don't know," he said. I'd never heard Jerry say, "I don't know," before. That wasn't Jerry. He was stoic when it came to his stomach pain. Usually it would be just, "Yeah, I'm fine." "I don't know," he repeated, with a moan this time. It was around 6:30 in the evening on December 8th, 2018, and we'd only recently checked into our hotel in Jaipur, India. "Is the pain from Crohn's or from food poisoning?" I asked. Jerry had had frequent bouts of serious stomach pain since he was a teenager and had been diagnosed with Crohn's disease, an inflammatory bowel disease that causes inflammation in the digestive tract, when he was 24. In the 4 years we'd been together, he'd had occasional painful flare-ups. At one point he considered surgery, but his doctor prescribed steroids instead that seemed to ease his suffering. "Your medicine is going to be expensive," the doctor told him, "so you'd better make a lot of money." Jerry had. Jerry had begun to feel ill that afternoon, just before we boarded our flight from Varanasi, also in India, to Jaipur. "I think the Indian food got me," he'd joked. "My stomach really hurts." We'd eaten lunch at the Dolphin, a recently opened restaurant on the banks of the Ganges River. As usual, Jerry had done his research in advance, checking the reviews and making sure there were no complaints about the food. He'd had no complaints either, at the time. He told me his rice and meat dish was very good. As for me, I also felt fine, but I knew it could still be food poisoning. We'd traveled enough and had too many experiences with bad food. Just the week before, in fact, we'd been vacationing in the Bahamas with our friends when Jerry suddenly announced he needed to go to our room because his stomach hurt crazy bad. He was gone for a couple of hours and told me later he'd thrown up his lunch, but he'd never looked as awful as this. "Do you need to go to the hospital?" I asked. "No," he said. "I'll just wait for a bit, see if I feel better." And that was that. In our relationship, Jerry always had the last word. He was extremely intelligent, so I took what he said as the final say. That hadn't been true in any of my past relationships. During my first marriage, I had been the one working more than one job to cover our expenses while taking care of our home and dog, and I made all the important decisions about our life together. That didn't work out so well. By the time Jacob and I had split, I ended up with crippling debt. So I took comfort in letting someone I trusted, and I trusted Jerry completely, make decisions. To be honest, I also knew our money, wealth I'd never dreamed of while growing up in Nova Scotia, came from Jerry's work. That wasn't totally true now. In the past 2 years, I'd built Robertson Nova, our residential property management company, from nothing into a financial success. But I also knew that without Jerry's capital, I would not have had my company. I appreciated the opportunities Jerry had given me, but partly because he had done so, I never felt like I was in charge. Tonight, I simply accepted his decision to wait, canceled our reservations in the hotel restaurant, and ordered room service and a few DVDs for us to watch later. While we waited for them to arrive, I decided I would have a bath. Jerry and I were on what was supposed to be an extended honeymoon. We'd gotten legally married 6 months earlier, on June 8th, 2018, in the backyard of our house on Kinross Court in Fall River, a suburb of Halifax. The ceremony itself was short and sweet, just 2 friends and a justice of the peace. After nearly 4 years together, we'd simply decided it was time to make it official. My dream wedding, with both our families present, took place a few months later at a stunning castle in Scotland, rented just for the occasion. Another gift from Jerry. After that, we'd enjoyed a mini honeymoon, a few days in Amsterdam, but we
Sample complete. Ready to continue?